part two of the book. Oh my god, I have to say that I'm pretty excited about part two of the book because that's where the, let's say, magic happens, or like when you actually, you've been reading so much and then you jump into like a self-healing process and start doing the work. um, so I really really enjoyed it. Mm. So I guess we start with chapter 8.
Unlocking the spots.
Yeah, unlocking the spots, and looking deeply, and see like how the childhood actually affected you, and how to activate this self-healing process, which she is discussing here, that we all have this self-healing capability actually, which is true. um, so I guess the first question is psychology of healing, and how do we actually heal from these type of traumas. um,
Said that
pro-
how do you heal? How do you heal? And when I saw the question, I was thinking, I guess the first step is just try to heal. You know that thing of the I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. But then you have this constant battle of, okay, but what should I do? Do I want to do it? Should I do it? Am I even able to do it? And all that stuff. And at least for me, I started when I finally went to therapy. One of my ways was starting healing because I was just tired. Yeah, why am I feeling this way? I feel
mm,
miserable. And then it's like, okay, I'm acknowledging that I'm feeling on a certain type of way. I want to change that. Now where do I start? And I don't know for you, but there is a point that you actually cannot just depend on just complaining or explaining the things to, let's say, the close friends.
yeah.
There is a point that you have to go like in a solo journey to find what is broken within you. And yeah, for me it's been like that. It's slowly, because it's not even fast, right? You spend like a fast fix for anything that happened in the past, and you don't even notice that it's been so many years that you've been suffering, let's say, that when you finally want to try to fix it, try to heal, try to be better, try to improve everything, or and change yourself, you want the fast pace, and you get so frustrated. At least I have felt many times like that, like, damn, why I'm like this? Why everything has to be like this? And why is it so painful? But at the end, for me, how I feel, how I heal, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes compassion, not just towards myself, everything in general. And actually, I have to be thankful in some part to the COVID,
Mm.
because it actually allowed me to spend more time with me instead of spending so much time and having my mind everywhere.
Yeah, getting
And
distracted.
yeah,
Mm.
and not fully focusing on what is really important, especially with these kind of things. So yeah, it was a good time in the book, by the way.
Yeah, actually, this is the thing, is like, I think by the time that when we chose to like go with the book, it was really a great time to like start it, because we do have the time at hand, and as you said, I think it's one of the most not important, but the most my English is not coming, the most accurate point maybe to start working
Okay.
inwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay,
I,
okay.
I'm not finding my English word right now, but yeah, I think it's a really crucial point to it's an opportunity. Yes, this is it's an opportunity to start working at yourself. But yeah, okay, so therapy helped you. um but let's say if you wouldn't have went to therapy, do you think you will have been able to maybe reach this stage where you are right now with the healing process and everything on your own, let's say, or um sorry, I don't
Say
hear.
yes.
Yep.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I was saying that I would have reached because distance and time
Mm,
actually allow me even more. So I will say so.
okay. Yeah, great. For me, to be honest, I did wanted initially to like go to a therapist and start actually psychotherapy I wanted to do, and I think I was in the process to like book a session with a therapist, but then it was some type of misunderstanding with the payment process and so on. So anyway, then I think I decided not to go, and I started like doing the work and read and actually take the time to look into the past traumas and dig deeper and pay attention to my behaviors, my actions, my emotions that many times perhaps I was running away from them or distracting myself and not actually like feeling or understanding, okay, why do I feel this way, but why am I acting like this, and why do I repeat this same thing over and over, because this is another thing that happens, like we are programmed, we are conditioned, and if we are not looking and understanding our conditioning, and then I think we will always run on the same program over and over again, and that can get a bit boring, man, like at one point I was just like, once you identify the pattern and you see it repeating all the time, at least with me, I'm like, this is fucking boring, like every time, I'm like, come on, like change the change the movie, let's say, I've
This
seen this, yeah, change the script. And this is the thing that is hard, how to change it, like you've seen it, but how do you actually change it, or not repeat it, or transform it? It's it's what it was hard with me, and to me what worked the best is to experience back again all those moments when I was hurt, or when I was neglected, or when I was abandoned, or when I was um, abused, or just go back again and feel again every emotion, and let it express itself as it wanted to express at that time, because most of the times when we are little, we don't have the power, or if we do want to express, nobody listens to us, or they're suppressing us, and then you're just bottling them up, and you hold them there, and that's your whole program. This is what you learn, that you are not allowed to get angry, you are not allowed to get frustrated, you are not allowed to express your emotions, and so on, and that's how you, and then you start having these beliefs in your head that they just run in the background without you knowing. So this is what worked for me, to express them, scream, shout, cry a lot, get angry, like allow myself to physically get angry, maybe even swear, to be honest, because like I did had a lot of how you say,
a lot of
frustration
what?
start. I had,
Frustration.
yeah, frustration and anger and many things, yeah. So yeah, so this is a healing story. This is how the healing
Yeah.
worked for me. um and actually I like the fact when she mentioned in this uh, chapter 8, when she said about the miracle of the self-healing child, and she gave an
Yeah.
example, yeah, when she gave an example with the child that gets lost, that goes away from his father in the park, and
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
yeah, and then the father meets him again, and the child, was scared and started to cry. But then she gives examples to, like, if the parent is wise, he will definitely allow the child to express himself, like, express his anger, his frustration or fear, and let him to cry or verbalize his feelings, and not tell me, like, as she gives here some example, angry or blaming parent, like, why do you wander off like that, you should have stayed
See,
put. Or overprotective parent, oh, poor little baby, I was so worried about you. And so on. Or diminishing parent, he's like, oh, good grief, are you crying about what are you crying about, just like. And this actually makes you feel guilty, this type of question makes you feel guilty. I've experienced it myself. It's like, oh my god, then you
me
start feeling
too.
guilty that, yeah,
Me
like,
too.
yeah, it's like, why am I crying about, like, I should not cry about. And then you start feeling guilty because you cry about um yeah. and
I
and then
used
and
I used
then
that experience in the,
yes.
when you're just like 5 steps away from the adult, and you just move a little bit, and suddenly it's like, where are they? Where are they?
Yeah,
Oh my god,
yeah,
I'm my heart.
yeah.
And I was like, and then they go back to you like, why are you crying? What is this girl? What was supposed to do? Just a small thing, everything looks huge, and if something happens, what am I supposed to do?
Mm.
Don't cry. I was right next to you. You shouldn't have moved. What?
This is the
Oh my
thing,
goodness.
because it's really important for a parent or anybody that wants to become a parent to understand that the child doesn't work or function like an adult, which many of them, this is what they do. Like, they treat that child like he's an adult, like he's already equipped with all the uh, I don't know, necessary information on how to deal with fears or loss or uh, hurt and so on. And that's wrong. That's totally wrong. Um, um, yeah, but then she has two more examples. Distracting parent, where she said, you can say, like, don't cry, honey. I know what, you will cheer you up. Let's get you a big ice cream cone. Oh my god, I so totally went on this one also, like, just distracting you with pleasure, basically taking you away from the reality, from what it actually is, how you actually feel. Like, okay, because they don't know how to deal with it. And it's like, oh, here, take some candy, you will feel better. And guess why? Now we are overeating, we are, getting fat by,
Yeah, I
emotion.
understand that though. Even though that one is in the long term, and depending how the kid at the end takes it,
Mm.
but that one, at least for me, is the one that is with the least bad intentions. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like it's out of like just to calm the person that with the kid down. And it's all like, yeah, eat your candy and you everything will disappear. And you're like, oh dang, I didn't think about that.
I mean, to be honest, none of them have bad intention. What all of them have is non-education. Like, uh, I'm sure none of them had the bad intention to make the child, feel in a certain way. But I
Yeah.
think they are not educated into how to respond to a certain situation, when the child cries, gets angry, or does a thing that should not be done, because this is what children do, man. Like, they are exploring this world, and so on. But yeah, it's not well intended, but I think this is what can lead to, if, like, the child is always distracted through some type of pleasure. It can lead to later on in adulthood, emotionally with eating, which I was guilty, and sometimes I am guilty, because you feel certain thing, and then you want to have comfort food because it makes you feel better, because that's what you learn, to eat to eat when you feel bad, oh yeah. And then there's the other one, sexist parent, like, you look like a girl when you blubber like that, come on son, shape up.
Probably the
Or
most annoying one, at
the
least for
most
me.
annoying. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And the same goes for girls. Like at least for me, I was in this point of view also like criticized. um to me, I had all of them. I think except the overprotective parent. That one I didn't had it. But then all of them I had them on. Like it's just like it's amazing to read and be like, oh my god, this is how I was treated. Now it makes sense why why I'm reacting like this to certain situations. But yeah.
I haven't been treated with the distracting thing with the food or any stuff. That one, no. But
Mm.
they actually were like, "Why are you crying? Don't." I was right here, like, "Hello, okay."
Mm-hmm,
Things
mm-hmm,
like that.
mm-hmm.
Or don't do this because that's not a girl was does. And I like, what?
Yeah, yeah, that one also.
But yeah, it's no, you shouldn't be screaming. You should have been playing. What is it? You know, when you're a kid, you just literally go then and you charge the ones. You don't care who it is. You'll be
Yes.
a girl, you'll be a boy. And there is a saying in Spanish. Let me try to translate it as best as the best I can. It's like if you play with the hands, it's violence.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was like hands playing is villains playing. Villains, like you know the bad person on a story, the villain of the bad guy.
Okay.
And my mom at least
Ah,
will
the villain.
always,
Okay.
yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
villain.
Yes, yes.
And you're like, well, we are just pretending that we are the cop and the thief, and we're just doing it. No, but you don't do that because you are a girl. What? those kind of things, like, but let me just drain my energy, and we just punching each other.
Yes,
You
yes,
don't
yes.
do that because that's not girls playing it. And I'm like, what you mean? And you're like, okay. Uh,
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, I mean, okay, like I think, yeah, punching and like punching even in play, I think from my point of view, it should not be allowed, but it should not be placed into this form like, oh, don't do this because girls don't behave like this, or um put it like this in a sexist way, that the girls don't do this, girls don't do that, and so on. And at the end of the day, as a child, you have a lot of imagination, man, so you have to use it somewhere, like.
you that's what you do. And it's like, but I'm not intending to kill anybody. Like, I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, like I'm just pretend, like imagining. Yeah, definitely it plays an important role. But yes,
Yes.
chapter 8, definitely it's great to have an overview of how to start um identifying certain traumas that you had from the past and how you were not allowed to express yourself. um but my favorite one, it was definitely oh, my book stopped. Okay. uh
Oh.
Yeah, my favorite one was definitely chapter 9, the one where you have the questionnaires, where you actually go and dive deep into you make an autobiography, like literally tapping into the whole pain um, and I have to say that myself, I did do half of the questionnaire so far. um, and I thought I didn't had any more like any. I thought I was like healed, but oh dear, it was second time actually doing this, because this is my
Oh.
second time reading the book. And the first time when I did, I wrote it down and cried and so on, but it wasn't that deep. I think part of me didn't like avoid it somehow to go fully deep in. But this time when I did it, like it was a roller coaster, man. Like I couldn't stop crying the whole day. Like I was just crying, and memories were like flashing back, and just I have to say that some of them I did allow myself to like express them, and some of them I didn't. I was still like some part of me was like holding me back to like, oh, don't go there because it's too painful, and so on. um but yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, okay, the question
Mhm.
actually, did the autobiography brought new insights about your past? Did you do the autobiography?
I haven't even finished
Okay, you haven't,
because
have you?
I tend to over if I have to write it down, I really like to put a lot of things. So
Oh.
yeah, no, I'm not finished at all. And but yes, of course, I think the main one is the fact that I just wish my parents didn't focus so much on their problems and like pay me a little bit attention. Like, okay, I understand you guys are mad at each other, but hello, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm
Mm.
here on my own, me and my
Mm.
brother. Like, hello, do we exist for you guys? Craziness. And well, insights of your past and this boundary thing. You know why the parents? I don't know if I said it in the past, but when your parents are expecting you to lead a certain way of life, and you're
Mm.
like, yeah, but it doesn't suit me. Like my grandma, she was building a full house so we all could live there. And while that is comfortable, this of course is comfortable, a huge house for everybody, like one floor per family, let's say, you will
Mm.
be like, but I need my space. I don't want this. And it may remind me when my grandma got so disappointed and so mad at me because I moved to Norway.
Mm.
Like I just told her, hey, I'm planning on going to Norway. She was sad. She was so down for days. My mom was telling me, I don't know, she's so down. I think she thought she was going to spend the rest of her life with you. And I was thinking, but why? I mean, I still have a lot to do. What am I gonna do? You know, typically you take care of your elders and blah blah blah. And like we are a lot of people in this family. We all can take care of her in our way. We don't have to live with her because I know she likes her space. So so it was a lot of going on. The only thing is, at least from my part, I'm feeling better. I don't know about her because she still expects me or even her own sister to live with her. Uh, she told me, I understand everybody has to live their life, but it was like resentment, you know. I was like, okay, I understand you need to do this, but I'm still mad at you because you don't want to stay with me.
Mm.
So yeah, it was. I was like, "Ay, grandma, you are so difficult sometimes."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess she got really attached, maybe though. She got really attached to to you and to other members of the family that she just maybe she's afraid to be alone, or
that's understandable actually.
yeah.
Like if you go out a little bit of your zone and you try to see for people's point of view,
Mm.
I understand that. And one of the advices she tells me is like, don't get all alone.
Don't get all alone. This is what she did.
She advised me that in the sense like it's nice to actually have a partner. She was like, I wish at my age I could have someone I could just go for a walk and just talk to.
Mm.
And that's something that she's having this type of life because of the choices she made when she was young and in her adulthood and all the way until her age now. That's one of the
Yeah.
advices she gives me. But of course, you try to find the balance about the loneliness and also be alone because it's different. Like maybe you are alone, not by choice,
Yeah.
but because life takes people away, or because things happen and you are alone, but then you could also have a partner and be lonely.
This
So
is totally true. I think it is very important to learn how to live alone and not, I mean, feeling lonely, I think, is when you just isolate yourself from everything, like, and that's when you start feeling lonely and you don't have, like, a hobby, or you don't do anything that you enjoy doing. You just completely isolated. Of course you're gonna feel lonely. um and yeah, perhaps also having a support group around that really helps also,
mm,
to like, because we don't need to share our like lives, and and speak to people and express ourselves and just have that feeling of connection to
yeah,
people around. But yeah. Hmm. So is this what ba, 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 um yeah, is what insights did it actually brought to you so far, um like,
insights about understanding that it's okay to do things your own way.
mm,
Because I was thinking, dang, if I do it this way, they might be mad at me, you know? It's like, but actually, you can do things and people, like, maybe, agree with it. That's how it goes. But
yeah.
still, that's how it works for you, you know? One of the
Yes.
examples, I use this example very often, and is how we decorate our houses, all the
Mm-hmm.
type of houses we have. A lot of the time, I've been, I'm thinking, damn, people do this in their house to accommodate others instead of being functional for you because it's your house. And for example, right now, I don't have a sofa. There was a point I used to it. I used to watch a lot of TV or put in everything on the TV. Now I don't. I don't have the need for that. And
Mm-hmm.
I got comments like, okay, what about the visits? Take a seat on the floor. That's
Yeah.
why I have a carpet. It's not by bad intention. It's like, okay, right now it's not useful for me, so that's why I don't have it. And I think it should be okay. And if there is no space here, what, the we go outside? It's fine. The
Yeah.
same thing.
The same for
And
me. Yeah.
so it's just that, like, it's okay to do things your own way, even though you always get the typical comment like, "Oh, why you don't have this or why you don't do that?" And like, I don't need it at the moment. It doesn't have a use for me right now. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's great though. That's great. Yeah, I mean, I totally understand you with the getting rid of the stuff or things that you don't need. Myself, to be honest, if people come here, I have cushions. Like, they stay on the cushions and on the floor and
No,
everywhere. Yeah. But yeah, no, good job for doing that. Yeah.
you.
Um, um, yeah, about me, I guess. Yeah, definitely this that you are saying, that that I can do things my own way, and most important, that I can do my own choices. Like, I don't have to always ask or get permission, or
Mm,
um um yeah, I do not depend now on anyone, um to like to do anything. And but a new insight, actually, that was, I remember I was not let to like express myself, and in any way, verbally, written, body movement, in any way. So I was a lot suppressed in many, many ways. So a new insight that I got is that, even to this day, I still have this type of, um, let's call them, getting paralyzed at certain points in life, when I have to like express myself, and just that feeling, the same exact feeling that it was at that time, like 25 years ago, it's coming back again. And And this is one thing that I call this insight, because like I understand where it's coming from, because I was so beating myself down. I'm like, oh my god, why am I so incapable of doing this, um but then, yeah, the more I started like going deeper and deeper, something changed. So now it's much more relaxing, and I'm not that. Whenever I feel this is coming, I have a little process that I go through. It's like, okay, I'm not there anymore. Um, like I'm free to express myself, and everything is safe. So I have like a little communication, and then I can feel that something is like relaxing in my body, and just like everything's like, oh, okay, everything is safe. And then you just look around, and then the whole flow energy comes back, and it's yeah, it's good. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough, man. Going
Indeed,
into the past,
indeed it is.
it's I have to say that it's tough. Even now, speaking about it, to be honest, sometimes I do feel like maybe a type of anxiety is trying to like come over. And yeah, it's interesting to feel it, that just by talking about certain things, it's just like hitting you in one way or another. So yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Hmm. All right, let's see. How do you feel about your parents and siblings now compared to when you were a child?
Now, hmm, I would say in the healing journey.
Mm.
So no, I don't feel like a super negative type of way, but I'm like, okay, now I think it's okay to push them away. With my mom, I used to be so close that when I was trying to uh, claim my independence, I felt the guilt. But well, that's another other question. I was feeling the guilt not only with my mom, but also with my grandma, and then my father. Compared to when I was a kid, right now I'm starting to know him again
Mm.
because we spent so much years apart that I literally told him, I don't know you. And when I was small, I rarely saw you. Like I have good memories of one of one side of his character, but not everything, because the rest
Mm-hmm.
was my mom back talking him and stuff like that. But but yeah, I with the book at least I understood a lot of things that they did unconsciously and consciously too. And that's the thing. This question, to be honest, is a little bit difficult to answer because with my father, I'm having a type of healing, and with my mom, I'm having another type of healing. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of confusing
But do,
question, even though I made it myself. But
yeah, yeah,
it's
no.
it's kind of hard for me to answer it. Not hard in like it makes me mad or anything or sad. It's just that it's difficult to answer to actually. I don't have a right answer for that
No,
because
no,
right now I'm
definitely.
just in the process. I'm just in the process.
No, no, there is no right or wrong answer. But do you feel that you are maybe, let's say, blaming your parents for
Oh
um
no. That no for sure. No, it's just my nan just trying to understand that I'm a different person than them.
yeah.
Because before I used to think that I was the source of their problems. I mean, it was they had a whole wild ride when they got me. It's like
Mm.
when the way my mom explained it when they met. when they married and when they got me, it felt like when I arrived, everything went down. So I used to think, okay, that's why I was neglected in many things, and I my mom was suffering, and then she got too close to me, and then my father was literally away. So, like, where are you, Papa? Where are you, Papa? But I don't blame them now. I used to when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Now I don't. If anything, I get frustrated because they literally are in their 50s and they're still so. And I ask them, please, just talk. Please. And they're like, no, I had nothing to say to that person.
Oh
Whatever.
my god. Oh my god, that's a lot
Yeah.
of ego.
Yeah, it's a lot to work on.
Mm. Yeah. I can understand. But do you see your parents still with the same? Mm, do you see your parents that they are maybe the same as they were in the past, and they are these days, are they the same type of persons, or their behaviors, actions?
A lot of things that have changed.
Mm,
There's a lot of things that haven't healed, and therefore, that's when they remain the same. My mom
yeah.
has changed a lot, but she has a lot of things that she probably wished herself she could just finally move on. My father, he has changed a lot, but I think he needs to work on his how you say this. Oh my god, the English again.
No, take your time. I also have sometimes difficulties to find. I mean, it's not our first language, so I think we're doing quite
Yeah,
great so far anyway.
is that's the thing. I don't know my father that much. That's a problem for me. He has changed a lot compared to the one frame of time when I know him when I was a little girl. But then it's been like 14 years without seeing him, and
Mm,
that's a lot of time for one person to change or not change or whatever, or change one thing and not change another things.
yeah, yeah.
But
Mm,
it is that one I cannot actually answer well. And when he finally came to Norway to see me, I was so happy. I still get teary when I think about it, and I was like, then I wish I had more time to talk to him because that's the thing. I don't know him.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
I guess, yeah, you do need definitely, yeah, time to spend to a person to get to know them, and see who they are. But also, I do believe that no matter how much time we do tend to spend with somebody, I think we will never know them, it, because our whole individuality, or persona, or it's always moving. Like, we will never be always the same. um
sure. It's just that with my father, I cannot answer.
yeah, yeah,
For me, that is sad. Unfortunately, that's
yeah.
how it is. But well,
Oh, girl.
I will go to Venezuela one day.
Is he your biological father?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Are you
With my
have you
grandfather, with my grandfather, hmm, how can I put it? No, my grandfather has always been so calm and so wise. It's not that he doesn't have anything bad, and
yeah.
we all do, but I don't know. I really don't have anything to say about my grandfather, but I'm very content with him. Like he makes me happy.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely like a fresh air for both me and my mom, and he's the reason why my siblings are the way they are. Part of them, of
So
course, because my mom also have like good things. But yeah, I think the one that touches me the more is my father, my biological father, because it was a crazy ride.
I'm sure, and perhaps he's an important figure in your life, and then you were looking up to him for many things, and
Yeah,
maybe he didn't offer, this protective or protection that you needed at that time, or just be a father for you. So I
yeah,
completely understand you, and why the your grandfather played an important role, because maybe he took his role in why one way or another. So yeah, it's um oh girl, I want to hug you right now. Give you a hug. Yeah, I
and the
completely
other part,
understand you.
yeah, and the other part, my siblings. I mean, the younger ones, they're just growing. We are having a great relationship, and we play, we discuss things. Maybe sometimes we cannot discuss things because they're just kids at the end.
Yeah, 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 of course.
But yeah, two wonderful kids, and then my big brother. He's very different from both my parents. He's only from my father's side, but he managed to like actually set himself aside. If anything, because of the environment and whatever has happened to him, because it's another person I haven't seen in a many years. He
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
able to change it for himself, and now that he's a father of two, it's like it's the environment, it's different, the situations in the country, it's many factors. But as a man, as a person, damn, he's completely different from my parents. And I would say that both of us, we managed to at least try to break the circle, because it was craziness. And I have contact again some of my family from my father's side. My mother's side is difficult. They are difficult. You will talk to them and they forget to answer, but whatever. But my father's side, even though there's been so much drama, because at the end you just kind of escape drama. They hate each other so much. It's like they actually got each other's back. I was like, no, they're my brother or my sister or my mom is there. They're gonna help me, blah blah blah. And they're always like that.
Mm,
And they treat me the with a little bit more closeness than my mother's side. I'm like, and I spend more time with my mother's side than I did with my father's. I don't understand it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay. Yes, I
yes.
understand. It's
If
difficult.
we ever get to meet, we can then hug. It's no problem.
Yeah, of course. I really hope to this COVID to finish fast, to be honest, because it's still
Yeah.
like traveling. You cannot get out of the country, which is annoying. So,
Hmm.
but yeah,
And you're right
one
next
day.
there. You are
I
there. You're
know,
my
isn't
neighbor.
it? Like we are like just throw of a stick. We say in Romania, like it's close, it's close. But hopefully one day we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
about me, to be honest, yeah, how do I feel about my parents and siblings now compared to when I was a child? Actually it's quite interesting because yesterday I did call my brother, it was his birthday, and um we had like a really nice conversation and connection, let's say, and he had some pictures that he found since I was little, and actually my whole pictures from age maybe 7 to 2020.
Yeah.
um he had them, and I was like, where do you got those was, because after we actually sold the house in Romania, me and my brother, I just wanted to like forget, to be honest, everything about Romania, so I didn't like took anything with me. I don't want any memories, but he kept them, you know. So now that he found them, I'm like, and he just started showing me, and I like that's a really great laugh, to be honest. And pictures with my mom also, and some picture. I think one picture with my dad, and I can't really like. Why I'm bringing this up is because I mean I haven't been talking with my father for like 3 4 years, and I'm not even intending, to be honest, to form any relationship with him. But the fact that I did saw him yesterday in a picture, I didn't feel like any um I didn't feel anything, like, you know, I didn't feel sad or scared, because before I used to feel really scared when I was like getting close to him, or I was just feeling very anxious. Um ev- Now when I was like older, um but yesterday, yeah, I was just like looking, and I just saw him as a person, to be honest. I didn't even recognize him as a father, to be honest. I don't know if maybe that's a mechanism that I've been creating, or I don't know, but I didn't react anyway. So, but yeah, I guess I just see him now as a person, and I don't see him as an authority or as somebody that has control over my life. So yeah. For my mom, I cannot say, because my mom, she did passed away when I was 19. So um,
Oh,
but for my brother, definitely me and my brother, we are not like how we used to be when we were young, because we used to like, you know, fight a lot and just be a lot like, not brother and sister, let's just say we had our good moments, but we had a lot of like not very nice memories. But I don't know, yesterday it was amazing. I was like very pleased. By
nice.
Yeah,
How
very
how many
pleased.
years you have apart?
Me and my father or brother?
Brother, brother.
Well, actually, last time when I saw my brother was 2 years ago. Yeah, in
No, no,
December.
I mean age gap.
Oh, 3 years.
Ah, 3 years. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he is 3 years older than me. Yeah,
Ah, okay, okay,
he's older than me, and but I'm the wise one.
okay.
Oh, no, I'm joking. Yeah, he's 3 years older, and yeah, but it's um, it's okay. Definitely, I have a lot of work still to do with some other people, also from like the family, let's say. But definitely not by contacting them or like talking with them personally, because I think one way or another, I think that I am afraid that I will create this expectation in my head, and she did said in the book that, you know, don't create the expectation that they will change and that they will be different and that you will finally start forming the relationship or the connection that you wanted to have. But I think this is what I'm afraid, that I will create this thing and I will expect to at least um you know form little connection there, and I think actually what I'm more still afraid is that they haven't changed, and I'm afraid that they will trigger again some parts of me that right now I am in the process of working on. So yeah. But yeah, grandparents, I cannot say much about that because I didn't have a grandfather from both sides. I didn't experience this, um how it is to have a grandfather and play with a grandfather, let's say. Grandmothers,
Mother
yes, I
either?
did.
Ah, okay.
Another, no, no, none of them. They were already like, they already passed away by the time that I was born. Um, and grandmothers, well, none of them are now like alive, but I did like more the my grandmama from my mother's side. I don't like the one from my father's side, like at all. At all. Like it just
He be like that.
yeah, yeah, like it just was very, she was very manipulative, and not a grandma, but yeah, that's what she was. Um and yeah, I guess that's
Didn't share so much of your life with your grandmothers.
no,
Oh, okay, okay.
no, no. I was only seeing my grandma from my mother's side, I've only seen her a few times, to be honest.
Okay.
When I was like little, like 7, 8, 9, and pretty much that's it. Not much. Because my father didn't allow me to like to, to even be with my mom, or my mom to like take me for like holidays, you know. So
Oh,
he
okay.
always kept me like to his side, you know. He abducted me, kind of, you know. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, which that was really frustrating because I did enjoy it more to go to my other grandma from my mother's side than to his mother, like, which she was a total witch, to be honest. Um, and yeah, but I had no power over that. So it's sad, to be honest. I am sad about this because I would have wanted to experience or have this relationship with a grandma and, you know, feel, you know, grandmas are there to like, you know, pamper you, make you good
Yeah.
stuff, good food, needle for you, and and all those things, and, you know, give you behind their back candies when parents don't watch. But that's it's okay. It's okay. It didn't happen. I'm fine with it. Like now, I'm fine with it. Before, I wasn't for a long time. Like I was like, why? You know, lots of why me, why me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, indeed.
Mm.
Yes, a bit.
Yeah, but yeah. So okay, let's should we move to chapter 10? The next questions, because I think at least for me, like the autobiography, I don't have much to talk anymore because I only did half of it up to the age of, I think, adolescence or something like this, and I still have at the moment part of me like doesn't really want to go into it, so I'll just give it some time because definitely the half of the autobiography was very energy consuming, like a lot of energy that went in, and it left me really like I couldn't do anything for the rest of the day. So um so chapter, and there are a lot of exercises there, definitely, that if anybody would like to make them, definitely make them. It does take time, and I do not want to rush at all, to be honest.
No,
um
it's not necessary even.
no,
So
no.
just take your time.
Mm.
But yes.
Yeah, so making peace with your parents, this is what chapter 10 is about. uh
Face.
Now, definitely, I mean, making peace with them, as to me, when I first read this one, I was like, making peace, okay, I don't want to meet my father. I don't even want to talk with him. Like, how am I to make peace? But then she is talking about this part where you have to you know, to stop blaming your parents for difficulties, um or what she said to don't, you know, judge them anymore, and just like kind of like change your perception about them, and don't see them anymore as, you know, in the light as you see them in the past. um but on this one, I did have the hard time with it, because you do have to accept a lot of like their negative parts, and to be a bit more objective. So um yeah. But have you tried to speak with your parents about anything related to your past, or trying to, let's say, create a different type of relationship with them?
Well, with my father, I haven't had enough time. So we sometimes talk and stuff like that. But I think I will just wait until I finally get to go to Venezuela, and I want to.
But
And
you guys don't speak like this over the phone or?
yeah, but it's
Mm.
I think the only thing we have mentioned is the fact that because it's been so many years, I don't my grandma from my father's side, we don't know each other, and I don't expect her to treat me with love, no, like the typical
Mm-hmm.
grandmother. I don't expect her, and I told him, you know, I literally spent all my life without actually knowing her, and I just remember 2 or 3 instances that I saw her in person, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it, and that's it, and that's sad. But there is the tendency of blaming someone else, and my father still has that thing, and I like,
Yeah.
everybody had a role in this. I'm for sure not guilty of it, but yeah. And there was a point that I used to feel guilty because my father wasn't calling me enough when I was in Spain and I was a teenager. I was mad at him because damn, why he doesn't call me and you will spend months and stuff. And until he came to Norway, I told him,
Mm.
Jesus, you should have tried harder to actually come see me. And he has his motive, he has his reasons why he couldn't do it. And he was trying to justify himself, and I'm like, man, I just wish just you and my mom could just set aside your differences and just focus a little bit on me. Now that I'm an adult, you probably guys don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah. Mm.
Because like, yeah, she's grown up, she's okay, so I don't have to deal with no, like, apologize. Sometimes you don't need to justify. If you justify you're trying to change something in the past, you can. So no, just no.
Yeah. 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 Mm.
And with my mom, I think the changing the relationship dynamic started when I finally moved to Norway because distance actually helps a lot. Physical distance actually helps a lot, and it's nice when I go there and you enjoy better the company. And with me at least, we have no beef, but of course, now that my grandma is in there with her, it's another dynamic, and I'm like, oh please, we are not in Venezuela anymore. Like, mama, please, just please. Sometimes I talk to her, but there is definitely more on her side that she has to work on.
Mm-hmm.
I used to feel guilty for trying to live my life, and that's when try to do things her way or my grandma's way, or trying to fill their expectations, and I used to feel guilty because of that. And it's funny, no, because you don't have kids to fulfill your wishes. You have them, and they are people on their own. They grow
Yeah.
and they have to do their thing. And but now I'm feeling much better. Still in process, that for sure. Because sometimes I like, oh damn, what if my mom this? What if my mom that? But it's definitely better. It's like the dynamic is getting into a more healthy way, more equal in this case because I'm alone. I'm not a kid anymore. Even though sometimes it's like, yeah, but you're my kid and blah blah blah, and you will never get old for me because you're still my baby. And I'm like, mama, please,
Oh dear.
please, yeah, that's definitely the main one. Do things my own way that I can do in my way, and it doesn't mean that I'm gonna hurt her
Yes.
because
Yeah.
you want to
Don't
do
feel
something, and she's
guilty.
like, what if she gets sad? What if she gets
Mm.
disappointed? That's the thing. It's like, damn, but what if it doesn't work for me? I want to do it in another way. My mom is the belief that you have to do things in a certain way because that's how they work. Like they always work well that way. When you go find many formulas, and it will get the same result. They say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my voice is just stubborn. And no, you have to do it that way. If you do it that way, you're gonna suffer this and this and that and that. And I'm like, okay, okay, mom.
Yeah, I completely understand. Like, I'm kind of like not trying to like force you to do her way, but being fixated that this is the only way that it can be done. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I completely understand, and that is annoying because, as you say, like there are many ways that you can do one thing. Like everybody has his own way or his own pace or creativity, or and there is not one simple way. Formulas are just out there too. There are someone's theories. They are not the real fact. It's just a theory, and the theory is, and you can always change or
yeah,
come with another theory that gives the same result. It's just that it's maybe longer or shorter, but at the end, it's still a theory that will bring the same result. So,
yeah.
but
And you?
yeah, for what I felt guilty when I was, oh man, when I was little. Oh man,
Or
don't wanna
now,
remember.
maybe now that's something you want to change and you feel guilty of doing it for um being afraid of disappointing someone or making someone angry or
You see, this is
hurting.
hard. I mean, right now I don't really care anymore because for me to have undergone a complete change, I had to push everybody away, and stop contact with everyone except my brother, because everyone, and uncles, cousins, they were just on top of my head, telling me what to do, how to be, what career to choose, or that, oh my god, my aunt, she actually drove me crazy. Like, oh my god, you are 28, 29, and you are not married, you don't have kids, you don't have a house, and just like these things, man, that they were like just pressuring me so much. Like, and not, she was not the only one, and many other people just like this, and imagine coming these things from different directions. I was so, how do you say, confused, to be honest, confused with like, what the fuck am I doing, and just started like doubting myself, like, oh my god, like, should I do this, should I not do this, is this the right way, or maybe she's right, maybe he's right, maybe, just like, this is what it was like. My whole mind was like a ping pong, going from every side of my corner. So I had to completely just like, I am done with everything. So actually, the moment that I moved here in Finland, I said I'm
Mm.
moving to Finland, and that's it. I Nobody knows, should not know. I hope so. I did communicate with my brother, like, don't say to anybody. I don't want them to know my phone number, my address, where I am, if I'm alive or anything. I just don't want to have any discussion with anybody. If they ask about me, just say you don't know. She's not telling me or whatever. Just lie for me. Not good to lie, but yeah. But I had to do this, man, because I was living with a lot of fears and guilt and anxiety, and I didn't know who I was, to be honest. So I had to drop everything behind and kind of like see who I am, what I want, and so on. So, but
Yes.
I was feeling guilty for everything before, everything, even the fact that I was breathing air, I was feeling
Even
guilty,
the
or
fact of what?
that I was breathing the air, like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, like being alive, or,
that's too much
everything.
air. Stop it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, it was just a lot of pressure. So, but right now, to be honest, I'm not feeling guilty for anything anymore, because yeah, I'm just in my own, let's say, how you say, cocoon space, do what I want, express myself, discover myself, what I enjoy, what I don't enjoy, and then nobody's there to tell me things. Sometimes still carry with me some things from the past, but once I identify them, again, I go through this process, like, okay, it's safe, it's okay. Um, it's nobody here, you are allowed, or just, having this, um, I'll not say affirmation, but just discuss with myself like I'm discussing with the child in me, kind of like, yeah. So, yeah, it's a good process. um, okay, so next question: how you remember your childhood? Ooh, oh damn, this is. I
You know,
think I'm more.
this question is. I used to have the definition of how it was by my
Mm.
mom. I remember she told me, "Your childhood was pretty chill. Like you just were playing around." And I'm like, "Thank you, I guess." But I guess she didn't notice that. Yeah, I probably had a lot of time by myself because she didn't allow me to play with everybody when I wanted, or that uh, a lot of the time I have to take care of myself because they have to go on and work, which I understand, but I never liked
Mm.
it. Like, why I have to
Mm.
be alone when I have the whole roof of the second floor open to people? They can just go in and do something to me. Or the fact that we were in a violent place because well, my hood was like that. Is shooting on the evening. Sometimes people were just screaming and things were happening all around. I will have to just hide somewhere in the house
Mm.
when things were happening, or the fact that every time an argument and a fight bursted into the house, I just went and hid. Hearing my uncle getting violent, my grandma and my mother screaming, sometimes getting into hands with each other. My
Mm-hmm.
father literally knowing there, and when he was there, he didn't know what to do. Because that's the thing, my father is more as a pacifier, a peacemaker,
Yeah, yeah.
pacifier.
I think that's an order also, but we can make it to be a word, so I understand.
Yeah, but the pacifier is the one you
Yeah,
put
I
to the
know.
baby.
For
So
the
I was like,
babies.
no, 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 no.
Let's say
A peacemaker,
peacemaker. Yeah.
yeah. And that they literally put my big brother to take care of me when they were away, or that they made me grow up fast because you had to cook, you had to clean, you had to do this, you had to do that, you had to take care of yourself. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. I do remember good things about my childhood, but I also remember the bad ones. And the thing is, they didn't give me a break. I didn't have a break as a child. So when she told me, "No, you had a pretty chill childhood," I'm like, where?
It's not
Where?
my mama. I don't think we discussed about the same childhood.
No, 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 no. I saw a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah.
People forget that kids actually see, they hear everything. It's just they probably don't process it as another when they're small. When they're that, you're like, they just witnessed when I was 7 years old. This, oh my god, and stuff like that. I have
But this is
one
the thing.
anecdote. Yeah,
But this is the thing, because sorry to interrupt you. It's like, as adults right now, we do kind of like tend to forget some, incidents or things that hurt us, because there is a process that goes in, and automatic process that heals you. But when you're a child, basically, that is your, and especially the family and the environment around you, that's the first gate to the world. And what you see there, that's what you learn, and that's what kind of stays into um your whole imprints or persona, or then also how you
yeah,
perceive the world. So of course it will haunt you, man, for, if for the rest of your life, if you don't acknowledge it and catch it and be like, oh my god, wait a second, like, this is not how the world is like, and work on it. But it will haunt you for some time, definitely.
it does. I was.
Mm.
Yeah, the thing that bothered me more was the violence around the neighborhood. Because unfortunately, my uncle made very bad choices, and two times we got the police over searching drugs around the house. But the problem with these police is that they were too brute. Like
Mm.
they would just take everything out, and these huge dudes with freaking AK-47 on the house, because that's Venezuela, and they were screaming or taking my uncle by force and literally punching him, and I'm like, that's one of the things, because there was a lot of violence around my childhood. The thing is, my mom, because she saw me many times just playing by myself peacefully,
Yeah,
she thought, oh,
yeah,
you had a pretty chill childhood, or that I didn't get it how she did when she was small. Yeah, compared to you, I wasn't beaten, I wasn't mistreated and stuff like that. But don't tell me that my childhood was chill. It was not.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's tough, man. Cause like you do remember the good parts, but sometimes I do wish I had more good parts, definitely, than the bad parts. Cause
Mm,
then I will remember more the good parts than the bad parts. But um, unfortunately, what is, at least for me, what is more running in the background is just all the bad parts. Cause those
mm.
outweigh the good parts, and this is just, yeah, it's I'm not sure about you, but maybe it's the same in your case. Like, from what you're telling me, like all this violence and everything that
Yeah.
you
Well,
witnessed.
I do. That's the things I remember most about my childhood. The fact that I
Yeah,
wanted to get out of there. I don't want this. I want, when I grow, I'm getting out of here. I don't want this. Yeah, there is good things, but Jesus, it was freaking the central Caracas, and
mm,
guns here, murder people in front of my house, crazy police, or the way people were living their life in a such to the limit way. And I'm like, I don't want
yeah,
this. What kind of job am I gonna have in such a place? And I know my mom tried to get out. She
mm,
finally got out, but it was an environment that I do remember, and it very freshly, and how they were as a family for me, and how they treated each other. It was craziness. It was mayhem in there.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. It's
Yep.
I can imagine. I can imagine, because myself also, like my childhood, like what I remember from it, it's definitely, I do remember definitely a lot of these parts. I was left to wander from like morning to evening outside on the streets, um and play, and just come home when I remember that I'm hungry, um and yeah, not just be left, and then when you come home, it's like, oh, why you were out so long, or just like, then criticize, but like, you never told me to be home, like, and that's where I feel safe, um so yeah, but definitely a lot of violence also, both from like my dad beating my mom, even my brother, or between the family members, even like like uncles, between like siblings. How can I call this, like relatives? Yeah, between relatives, they were fighting, like physical violence, and a lot of like alcohol usage, and um yeah, just not nice. And it's not that it's happening once or twice, like, 'cause that would have been okay if it was like once a month or once every year happening, this incident. No, it was every fucking day. Like, uh it was not one day that I could be home and be like, okay, today is gonna be a quiet day. No, no, it was no such a thing. Either I see something, head broken, blood on the floor, or shouting, screaming, and yeah, it was horrifying. Right. Even now, it seems that it doesn't affect me, but it does affect me inside, to be honest. Even by thinking of it, and it kind of makes me angry, to be honest, because like, it makes me angry more at how two human beings that, you know, or one human being that was loving, or their partner, how can it turn to be such an aggressive person, or even human beings between them? Like, this is what really, really angers me. and also by the fact that I couldn't like do anything about it at that time, and just
Yeah, of course.
it makes you feel helpless, man, you know. um yeah, but I really like the fact that I was outside a lot, to be honest, because like I didn't like manage not manage I didn't have to witness, you know, all those scenes. um yeah, so, and also a lot of work. That's why one reason why I don't like my grandma, I'll tell you why I don't like my grandma, because she was a fucking bitch. I'm gonna say it straight away. Because every time when I was going to uh holidays, summer holidays, I was 6 years old. You know what she was putting me to do? Dig, crop, um carry like barrels of like mud, water, like work like an adult, you know. So I was treated as a slave, you know, and she was kicking me out of the bed at 5 6 a.m. um to start working, you know. um or sending me out on the freaking, we used to have these corn fields away from like the house, because that's what you had at the countryside. You had like big fields that you grow up. So we had corn, so we were going there early morning and like, you know, digging from
Yeah.
morning until the sun um goes down. I even remember I was 7 years old. I got sunburned on my skin. I had patches on my skin, big patches of like um how you call them, that watery thing, that
Yeah,
then my
little
skin
bubbles.
was but big bubbles, man. And that's, I remember even
Damn.
today, big bubble, and I was in so much pain. And you know, next day you go back again, like they don't even let me to like heal. Like I was treated like a freaking slave, you know. So that's why I don't like her even to today. I will never like her. Nope, never. So
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
yeah, it's hard. And now to this day I am very exigent on myself, to be honest. I did notice that, like, um I am, how can I say, like working and working and working, and I don't know how to take a break. And the moment that I take a break, I start criticizing myself, like, oh, you are
Right.
useless, like you
You're
are
not doing
wasting time.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because this is what was happening in my childhood, you know, every fucking time. So now I'm definitely working on this process to, it's okay to have a break, you know.
Yeah.
And but it's tough, man. It's tough. So
It's a whole process. Yes, yes.
mm, it is. It is. All right. Let's move to chapter 11. So
The
yeah.
chapter
You
I
know, I
don't
actually
have
I like,
literally nothing.
yeah, the chapter 11 is like the one where we did said is not much, because like, why do you say we don't relate with it?
At least
Ba.
in the problematic part, because I'm just cool with my siblings. If anything, I just want to go to Venezuela and see, hey brother, how you doing? Because it's been years, but
Mm,
I just don't have anything with them. And I'm glad. I'm very happy that is that's the case.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, I guess for me also, like making peace with my siblings, like I don't know. Like we did discuss, to be honest, before, like especially after my mom died, we did discuss about, like, if I remember correctly, the way that we discussed, we said, okay, we know what happened in the past and that we hated each other. But we also have to be realistic that we are the only one that we have left to like count on each other, you know, like we'd have no one else, no father, because I mean there is one, but we cannot rely on him. Like I remember my father, he did pay for like my mother's funeral, and then he asked the money back. Yeah, and so it's like, okay, like, is this is not, I mean, we didn't have at that time, both of us, we were still young, so whatever. But just by asking about, you know, she was your wife, man, at one, like she's the mother of your children, you know, like. But anyway, so we did said like we have to let everything aside and you know, try to be brothers. and rely on each other, and we did started to have a more connection. We still like fight it from time to time, but nothing compared to what he used to be when we were younger, or even before my mother died. um and definitely things are getting better, because I think both of us, we are growing up and we do see things from a different perspective and different view. And I actually know that it's not his fault, to be honest, why he was treating me the way he was treating me. So, and I myself also, I was not the best sister, to be honest. And again, it was what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. No, but
Hmm.
it's good that at least it's not like before anymore, and that
Hmm.
you're more into healing, working on it little by little.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be made, yo-yo. I mean, at one point, at least for me, at one point, I stay and realize, okay, like, how much am I gonna run away from this? Because I have to admit, the reason why I left Romania was because of all the past. Like, I thought, oh my god, I'm leaving
Understandable.
Romania. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
leaving Romania. Like, everything it's wiped out, but it's not. And I ended up living in many countries for this reason, and many
Yeah, I
friends are
understand.
saying like, oh my god, you travel so many places. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, I did enjoy traveling, but there are hidden reasons to why I travel um to so many places, like basically running away every time. So it's like, it's enough. Enough, it's enough.
Yeah, of course.
So now it's time to get in deeper. It's painful, but it's getting better. It seems that every time when I go like deeper and deeper to like solve a certain trauma or a certain past situation or experience, um, I find it easier to go there faster, and I don't distract myself, because sometimes I do distract myself for some activities, like even by working a lot, to be honest. That's another form of distraction for me. Like okay, just like okay, I'm gonna push it away, and then I just work and work and work and work until I'm so exhausted. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have time to think of this anymore because I'm so tired. I have to sleep. you know.
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, but um, but I catch myself. And this is good. You have to catch yourself when you do these forms of distractions.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Um,
But it's good, it's good. The
hmm.
beginning you just think that you're not gonna do any process, but actually you do process. Progress,
Yeah,
sorry.
progress. Yeah.
Progress. Yeah.
you know, you actually said you actually said process, but then in my head it was like progress. Like translated.
Yeah.
I was like, but then I was just listening. yeah. Hmm.
It be like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely the beginning is hard to like um to start to dive deep, and it's gonna be painful, man. To open up years of continuously blocking and locking and suppressing, not just the parents and whatever happened in your past were suppressing you, but then you are also building this mechanism, or like, oh,
Mm.
so it's a double work. Like, first you have to work through breaking your own suppression and locking on your whatever you're locking, and then the second part is to work with whatever happened in the past, between whatever person has hurt you at that time.
And that's why you ended up without energy.
Oh, oh yeah. But you do end up without energy after each session that you have. At least for me, after
Yeah.
each session that I have with myself, I do end up with a lot of energy, and I am. This is my place right there. When I do my work, I just lay down there on the floor. I have my yoga mat,
Mm.
and that's where I cry and just like completely. It's like I'm dead. Like, I'm not able to move because it's so much.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, you're like, and then you cry, and then you're like, Okay, let me
You do
start with the day.
damn.
And you're like, "Okay, let me start with my day," and then another thing comes, and then like, oh, but and then that's it. But next day, there is a whole new space for, at least to me, what I noticed, like, if it's not the next day, it's day after, like something in me settles, and then there is a whole space for new energy to come, and I do see like different parts of me that want to like express um or come out, like, becoming more artistic, or anything that I did wanted to be as a child or express as a child. I see it happening now, and it's okay. And that's why I like living alone, to to do these things, to heal, kind of.
Of
Yeah.
course.
mm.
Yeah, totally feels great.
It does, like, it's not just that it feels great. You kind of like come out with a certain power, because you are like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
mm, there's a certain power that comes out, and you're like, I like, you don't care anymore about what, at least for me, I don't care anymore what people think of me, um or that they will judge me, or anything at all. It's like you're allowing yourself to be free, and not constraining yourself, or the voices in your head, which for me happened. Well, I'm not sure if for you happened, but for me, I did had for many days, the voices of my dad in my head, continuously criticizing me, and every time when I was doing something, man, it was like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I was doing something, and I was doing it wrong, and then that's it. I could hear this tape of my dad, running, and then I was like, I had this battle, like, no, no, it's not true. But then it just, the more I was resisting it, the more it was like continuously like on me, man. So I was like, what? I feel like I was going crazy, like, am I sane? Like, what's happening with me? Like, make it stop, you know?
Shut up.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy, but it's it's also good, man. It's good, because you do realize that that's not who I am. And when I did realize that, and I started like definitely working on it, changes happening. Yeah.
I don't really have anything to add to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, do you have any of these things, like when a certain, um say, certain, parent's voice chasing you, or something that is stuck with you in your head, and that it used maybe to like haunt you every day, and um not allowing you to think in your head, without having your parents' voice. Because for me, for example, was my dad. Like, I could not think or do something even in my head, because I was always, like, my dad was always still manipulating me. I was allowing it to happen, like he wasn't here, but it just, years of this continuous manipulation, it stuck with me there. So
Yeah.
did you have
Yeah.
like any of these?
Uh, when certain things happen, or feelings, or whatever
Mm,
I'm doing, when specific events happen, because I do hear the voice of my mom saying da, 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 da.
mm,
And like, this is not even my voice. Sometimes people they you have to hear your own voice, and then you have the auto record of your mind. Da, 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 da. And like, oh. It does happen. It does happen.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
every day, not every day,
Mm-hmm.
because, but it does happen. That's when I have to remind myself it's okay to do things differently. It's
Yeah.
okay to to just be you, right? It's difficult to not hear it because damn, it's like it's ingrained in your brain. It's just tattooed in your gray material. Like
Yes, yes,
do it
yes.
this way, and I don't want to, but do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
does
yeah,
happen.
and it's crazy. Awesome. Okay. I guess for me, I don't have any more questions for this
No,
these topics.
it was a
Mm.
pretty chill part of the book.
But yeah, yeah. This I think because now is more about it's all depending to to whoever is reading the book to how much work they are putting into it, and because this
Yeah,
is not just reading, it's reading and doing, um, and it does take time. Like it definitely takes time. Like as I said, it took
yeah,
me an hour just with half, and I don't write down. I cannot write down because this is another blockage that I have. The moment that I start writing down my express my feelings down, it's not coming. It's
right.
blocked. It's like that's it. Like, and then I get into a very self-destructive, like I get very, I don't even know how to say, not confused but out of balance. Like right now I find it much easier to express myself verbally than writing. Maybe that's how I operate, I don't know. But I did recording
Yeah,
myself because
really.
that's it comes easier to
Mm,
just speak it out. I think actually why, it's because I know why. It's because I'm afraid that I will do a mistake if I, because if you write it down you will see it. I will see it. Oh my god, that's crazy. Mind blowing, huh? But then why verbally? Because verbally it's interesting to see. Why verbally though? Because even verbally I still make well, not that many
because maybe you
mistakes.
were not. Maybe your voice wasn't that heard when you were a child, and now you think now is the way you express the most.
I don't know. I don't know what to say because even verbally, I was not allowed to express myself. I actually started after 16 that I started to like work on myself at 16.